from behind the scenes and talk to his supporters, which will likely, if you think the room is loud right now, it's going to be even louder when Trustee House gets into the room. Just a reminder that this is not the end. There is a general election in April. This is just a Democratic ticket. But for most people, realizing that Tiffany Henyard will not move on to the general election, for these supporters, that is the key point of what they were ultimately looking for. Again, just talking to the people, Miss Mary Smith, right? Let's talk.
Yes. One time for Dalton, one time for DOLTON. A place close to my heart. I grew up there. A lot of my childhood, a lot of my people grew up around there and there. So a big shout out to Jason House. I was able to interview him a couple of months ago with Vivian Allen. I'm really excited for Dalton. This town, like I said, it's close to my heart, and it's really brought to the forefront what goes on in local government, how you have to be careful who you vote into office. And Tiffany Henyard, arguably the worst mayor in America, not only for the job that she's done, but also even her image and PR is just the worst I've ever seen. So new beginnings for Dalton. Big ups to Jason House. Again, this is the primary election for the Democratic ticket. He's going to run against Cassandra Hobson Jordan shortly, but that'll be light work. So big ups to Jason House.
Where can I start? I am just so elated that finally we're getting ready to see change in our community. We're getting ready to see Clean House 25, and that was the best slogan that they could have came up with, because now we get to see what we've been waiting for.
Now, you still have another race. You have the general election in April. How do you think the Jason House supporters will take this going into the general election?
Pull it up to the
just like
forefront where they at now.
Did this, they're going to take it all the way through.
Have you had a chance to talk to Mr. House since his
I talked to him earlier, and I'm waiting.
Yeah, let's bring it up to where they at now.
I want to make a move. I want to perform a favorite song. You know they love the sword.
Whole squad about to come in. There you go. All right.
Say, ladies, give me this song.
Oh, you don't walk your almost there.
Making it a movie.
Oh no! It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor. You really got to do it. 40 years old music, bigger than the music. You really got to do it. Yeah, the track of big game, but you keep influence. Hey, I'm trying to stop
Okay. One time for Dalton. One time for the house crew. Stuff.
How's everybody feeling tonight? It's amazing. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. The community spoke loud and clear tonight. I'm privileged as always to be the one to introduce the Fantastic Six. I'm gonna tell you what, the clerk always gets the last recognition, but we got the spectacular six in the house. We faced 4 years of intimidation, 4 years of failure, and tonight is the new day for the community adult. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over because I know every member of this board has something to say. We're going to start with our new senior trustee, Tammy Brown.
Oh my God. I just want to say thank you to all of the residents, whether you lived in Dalton or you didn't. We just want to say thank you for your love and support. This is long overdue.
Yeah.
We have suffered for 4 years, and now victory.
Yes.
We are claiming victory today is ours.
Hallelujah.
So we want to say thank you so much for all your love and support. It's just overwhelming today. I want to cry, but hey. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just want to say thank you so much. We have endured so much. But we want to say we couldn't have made it without the residents and people from all over the world that showed their love and support. And like I said, it's overdue. Victory is ours today. So thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. Thank you.
Go, Trustee Tammy Brown. We had an order in mind, but I'm going to take the liberty to switch things up.
There you go, Mayor.
We got
That's
a
all right,
trustee that is being re-elected with the gap in between. So I'm going in order of seniority here. We bring it up. Trustee, my brother, Edward Steve.
Greyhound 2025.
It feels so good. We've been through so much. All the people who said because I lost last time I should run again, we came back. 35, 36, 3,000 votes, 3,600 votes, 87%. It's time to take this community back. None of this is about money. This is about doing the right thing for the time that we live in. We won this shit. I love everybody. And my team, our team really work together. It's really a team. It's a family. I want to give a special shout out. I would be remiss if I don't mention my wife and my children. Because my wife is at home with my babies. Because I'm busy election, so I've always got to show honor and love to my wife. My brother is here from Atlanta. Jason, he's back there, my big brother. He came to visit me and help me out today. He was arguing with William Moore today. We got his ass today. And then my brother's Warren and Wally from the Monster in the Nation. My brothers are here with me. I love y'all. I really appreciate the Golden residents. And we did this. We did it. I gotta be careful who I pass the mic to. All right. Newly re-elected, the baby girl. Come on, Trustee Brittany Norwood.
You all know it. Happy Tuesday. Let's start with that, right? Let's never forget that. First, I would just like to say that I thank my team for allowing me to talk. I wasn't able to talk the first time, guys. So I am so happy. Last time we couldn't thank the residents or anything. But with this administration, I already see transparency. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm just happy just for that in itself. I have a small speech. Tonight, we celebrate a victory, guys. We realize that teamwork make the dream work. We realize that if you want to go far, you go with a team. If you want to go fast, you go alone. Okay?
That's right.
So this is what the things that my grandmother taught me. Thank you to my grandmother. May she rest in peace. I had a speech, but I'll put it in my pocket, okay? For the last few years, we've been through some things, right? But what I've learned is that what don't kill you will only make you stronger. And we are team, when I say Dalton strong, because of what we've been through. Amen. There was a time when I would call my mom, especially thank you to my mom, my dad, my siblings, my family. I love you all, my friends that's here. There was a time when I would call my mom before the meetings and I would say, Mom, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, I was arguing and bickering, I just want to be nice, right? And she told me to pray. That's right. And I've been praying ever since. We listen to gospel songs before the meeting. We pray before the meeting. But most of all, I thank the residents who came and gave me food, came and gave me coffee, volunteer rides. I can't thank you enough. I can't even call your names, but you all don't know how much it meant to us. Someone asked me, what do I contribute to the success? And I say, it's everything that everyone have done. Every little piece to the puzzle has made us a whole. So we are one here. To my team, you all know, I tell them all the time, I'm like, I love y'all, right? I've never had siblings, big older siblings before. So I am the younger sibling, and I'm the irritating one, right? I drive them mad sometimes, but I love them. They yell at me, and I still ask questions. So guys, this win is for everyone here, everyone in America. Thank you guys for all the hugs, love, votes. We're gonna make you all proud.
Trustee Tiffany, all right, next we're gonna come with. I always say the receipts. No, we're gonna talk about the enforcer. My sister and a newly re-elected trustee, Kiana Belcher.
Let me look in the back and see if I got some receipts. Let me see what the actual numbers was. All right, I would like to first say thank God. Thank God. Thank God. My family is here. I am so grateful for them, so supportive. The community, the world. I started getting text messages last night. You got this. Congratulations in advance. You got this. Congratulations. And as Trustee Kenora would said, sometimes you feel so defeated. Over the last 3.5 years, it was so much. You would go home and be like, oh man, I don't know. What is going on? Who is she connected to? What else is happening? But it only made us come together. It only made us stand together. It only made us show that we can work together. This right here is a win for everybody, not just us. But we're not finished. No. We got to come back in April. Right. You know, she done threw one of her trolls in, but we got to come back in April and do this again. But right now starts the transition of transparency, accountability, holding us accountable. That's all we've been trying to do. Hold us accountable. Make sure. Make sure y'all just understand that this is not going to be an easy 4 years for us. We got to unravel a whole lot of stuff that we don't even know about. And we need y'all to help us clean house 2025. Thank y'all so much.
Come on, give it up for Kiana Belcher. Next, we have class personified. The one that reminds us, she's just a little kid. Why are we going to argue with little kids? We have the most amazing clerk in the Southland, newly re-elected and unopposed in April, Clerk Allison Key.
I want to thank all of you guys, especially our Dalton residents. You know what? You guys pushed us. You pushed us hard, and we felt it. And we knew that this was just not a fight with elected officials. The other officials higher above us thought, hey, leave them alone. This is just an elected official group fighting each other. And that was not the case. So we reached out to you guys and we said, you guys need to let them know you're not happy. It's not elected officials fighting, it's all of us fighting. And you came out and you showed out and you showed up and you showed out. And I thank each and every one of you guys because we would not be here if it were not for you. You helped us make this happen. Dalton is a great community, but we are not looked at very well because of the leadership that was in place. But we erased that. We erased that. We're going to show them what Dalton is really about. Okay? You guys know I raised a family here. And I want to be proud to say that I'm from Dalton. Because we cannot get paid for anything. But again, I want to say this is the most amazing team. This is no mistake that we're all together. This was a mission. We accomplished it. You guys helped us accomplish this mission. This was not a regular election. This was a mission. And we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. So when we said, you know, my favorite phrase was, and I'm sure some of you guys know it, I used to say, and I'm going to keep this to my heart, we need a clean house, not a hen yard. Who wants to be in a hen yard when you can be in a clean house? Okay. Am I lying? Okay. Okay, so we're getting ready to clean the house. And we're going to clean it well. Okay? So I thank you guys again. I love this team. Y'all don't know, this is the youngest team that I have seen in Dalton. I'm young too. And these are very well educated people who know how to do the job. They're professionals. They know how to do it correct. We're not going to go hire people off the street because they say they like us. No, you got to qualify. That's right. The village of Dalton. So again, thank everybody. Thank our residents. I can't name them all, but you all know that we love you.
We love you.
Thank you very much.
Come on, one more time. Clerk Allison Keys. No. We also have another individual that's going to help to lead this community forward. And he missed dance step lessons yesterday, which is the reason that we didn't have him up here with us. But a vital member because they're bored with the mayor, put against one another. This gentleman has always tried his best to toe the line, much to my chagrin at many times, but has always stood up for what he feels to be the right thing. A vital part of this board, Trustee Stan Brown. You left.
Miss practice. Yeah.
But I like to say, ladies and gentlemen, I ran for trustee back in 2013. I was a trustee before and took a break in there. In 2021, Miss Copeland, I came and helped the Dream Team. And as we went on, the dream kind of withered away, but I still stuck with the team as a whole. So now the Dream Team is back. And I say, I came out here because I have a desire to be a decision maker.
Come on now, y'all. Come on.
I have a desire to be a decision maker here in the village of Dalton. It is good when you make decisions with others agreeing with what you're saying, and we're going for the same common goal. So I like to say, ladies and gentlemen, the residents have spoken. You have spoken, and you never fail yourself. So I just say I would like for us to keep moving up this here ladder because it's a good ladder we're moving up on. And this team here has gotten very close, and I've been with them since 2021. But I had to walk my straight line because I supported this team as well as
Now, I do
the other
see,
part of the team.
I do see one of the comments talking about
So
Stan Brown. I know Stan Brown was aligned with Tiffany Henyard a lot during those 4 years, but I think he was one of those guys. He's pretty sensible, and I think, listen, at the end of the day, if this dream team has come around and forgiven him or whatever it is, I definitely think that I trust their judgment. I think it was good to. I think he might have been in the middle and really didn't understand what was going on or didn't realize how bad things were going as far as with Tiffany. So he didn't follow her down the cliff. You notice in the last 6 months, maybe more, he started to be a lot more quiet at the board meetings, and he wasn't automatically aligning with Tiffany Henyard. So he saw the writing on the wall. So good for him. So let me see. Where did I lose it? I think he was right over here. Yeah, he was talking here. So my bad.
I ran for trustee back in 2013. I got opportunity to be a trustee before and took a break in there. And a few other notes. This moment, we have to thank God as the head of our lives for this day. So let's just give a round of applause for waking up this morning, being healthy and happy. There are a few individuals that are not present that I want to make sure that I honor. Our mom is not present with us. Well, she's in Atlanta, right? So she's around, but she's not here today. But I miss my mom, and she's giving me that direction. So I know she's looking and listening. Mom, I love you. I miss you. And she's coming to the April 1st election, so everybody's got to give her a hug when she's around. My first election was in 2009, and one of my spiritual mothers, Chandra Walls, also. Now, she's not with us. She's here in spirit, but not in body. So I really want to make sure that I give acknowledgement because she is definitely well missed and loved at this time. I have to acknowledge the elected officials that are present. And as I call off some of the elected officials, in particular the ones in Dalton, I'm going to ask the Dalton elected officials to come up to come forward. Now, we've had a lot of speeches. I want us to show solidarity, but you hear the chatter as everybody's getting a little restless. There you go, man. I do want to acknowledge we have Trustee Ray Williams from the. We have Markham. Also, the clerk, Leslie Trimwell from the great city of Markham. We have the amazing mayor of Markham, Roger Akpal. We have our Park District Commissioner, Sandra Wells. Also, we have our Thornton Township Trustee, Carmen Carlisle. We have the village clerk for the village of Glenwood, Camilla Williams. Park District President, my brother, President Cleo Jones. I don't have you on the list here, but I see you right there. This is my twin, Park District Commissioner Willis Harris. We have School District 205, Almeda Vassar Moody. Up for re-election in April, a name you need to know. We have School District 205 President Nina Graham. Park District Vice President Gail Towers. School Board District 149 Will Tillman.
We have another Thornton Township trustee in the house, Chris Gonzalez. Stephanie Wiedemann being bachelor is another Thornton Township trustee. We have our Dalton Library Vice President, Devontae Stewart. The Dalton Library President, Louise Copeland. And honor and a privilege. I'm going to ask if she's present. I would definitely yield the floor. We have our Cook County Clerk, Monica Gordon. She left out. Okay. Okay. We have. I'm hearing I'm missing somebody. All right, we have Danny.
Again, if you just tuned in, Jason House,
From the library board.
We knew he was going to win. Like I said, I interviewed him a couple of months ago. He's obviously been the lead trustee throughout these last couple of years. If you've been tuning into the Dalton drama, he was obviously the person that should have been mayor all this time. I think the last time around, he had some other things going on in his life. He was not ready back in 2021 to be mayor at the time. But it definitely was, it was definitely time. He stepped in. And, Tiffany Henyard, I think she knew she was going to lose. She came out with that ridiculous rap song a couple of days ago and just been kind of just wilding out. I think she knew she was going down, but, I think she just went out acting like she was going to win. And, people decide they're going to be confident and show a confident face to the very end. I can't be mad at her for that. But I think she knew deep down inside she was going to lose by a landslide, even though she said she was going to win by one. So she's out. She's not on the ballot for the Thornton Township supervisor seat again. And now she's not on the ballot for mayor. So the Henyard show is over. But big ups to Jason House. Big ups to all that whole team. Again, shout out to Vivian Allen, of course. I've interviewed her a number of times. We'll probably do another interview about Dalton again. Just a great example how in local government, it's so important. Local government affects your life a lot more than federal government. And I think Dalton is a shining example of that. The things they've went through under the wrong leadership has been really, really tough for the village. So the whole world's talking about it. Everybody knows Dalton now, town I grew up in. A long time ago, nobody knew where Dalton was. Typically when I moved to the East Coast about 20 years ago, typically I just tell people I'm from Chicago. And, Dalton is part of Chicagoland, but it's really great to see what they've done. And just the fact that they have a new beginning. Jason is going to be a great leader. Like I said, I played baseball with him when I was a kid, so I don't know him super, super personally, but I do remember him as a child. And he always been a good dude and obviously is just the right guy to be leading Dalton. So they have a lot to dig themselves out of financially, but this is going to be a great thing for them. So big ups to Dalton.
We've grown together. We've grown tougher.
Not sure what happened here. Let me try to refresh. Yeah, it looks like we just stopped. Let me refresh it. All right, well.
Ultimately changed.
Let's get it back.
There are a few individuals that are not present that I want to make sure that. Trustee in the house, Chris Gonzalez. So with that, today is the first that marks an end to a dark day in Dalton. There is no more Dalton disappointment. 4 years of frustration are over. And the Board of Trustees have said for the longest time, if you want to keep on passing us the responsibility and passing us the buck, then pass us that seat with it. I'm going to take I want to make sure that we acknowledge the campaign staff, the team, all the volunteers that came out. I have not seen such a beautifully run campaign. Everybody walked up and they said, "We got y'all." And they meant we got y'all, everybody in this room. So give everybody a round of applause for the campaign team that worked. My colleagues on the board, it's been 4 years. 4 years. We've grown together, we've grown tougher.
All right, so I'm gonna let this rock. But look, it's been such a great thing for Dalton. Again, I can't stress it enough. Big ups to Dalton. I'll be talking to Vivian probably sometime in the next couple of days. We'll talk some more about that. But Dalton has done his thing. They've gotten Tiffany Henyard out, which is so important. If you haven't been paying attention, you've been living under a rock. But like I said, arguably one of the worst mayors in America, and definitely not a good sign. She was a Democrat. I guess she's a Democrat, but for the Democratic ticket, I don't think it's such a big deal because ultimately no one's claiming her on the Democratic side. She wasn't even invited when they had the Democratic DNC in Chicago, but nonetheless, Dalton is a small village, 22,000 people. The last time that when she ran initially, that was in 2021, they only had about 9% of the voters come out. So this time around, I don't know the percentage of people that came out, but a lot of people came out this time to vote for Tiffany. Jason won by 88% of the vote. And then he's going to run. This is a primary. He's going to run against Cassandra Hobson Jordan. I actually was going to interview Cassandra. I was going to interview her a couple of months ago, right around Thanksgiving time, when I first heard that she was going to run. I had never heard of her. And like I said, Vivian Allen's my good friend. So she wasn't fond of Cassandra Hobson Jordan, but I wanted to know something about her. So I reached out to Cassandra. Well, actually, Cassandra actually reached out to me via via a comment on an interview I did with Vivian, and Cassandra didn't like some of the things that were being said. So I reached out to Cassandra and asked her if she wanted to do an interview, and she said yeah. And then the day of the interview, she just kind of disappeared and ghosted. I haven't seen her on many interviews. I haven't really seen her campaigning at all. Cassandra Hobson Jordan, one of the big criticisms was that she was a Henyard plant, and that's what Vivian told me initially. And I didn't know any better, so I said, let me just talk to her and talk to her and see what she's about, why she wants to campaign in Dalton and be mayor. So, but nonetheless, she didn't do the interview. So we went on to interview Jason a little bit after that, and we'll see. I don't think she's going to beat Jason. Jason has way too much support in the village and around. People don't really know a lot about Cassandra Hobson Jordan, and also I think people associate her with Tiffany Henyard. I don't know if she has a connection to Tiffany Henyard or not, but from what I hear, there's some type of connection there. So we'll see. But anyway, Jason House is gonna run against Cassandra Hobson Jordan. He did win tonight, 88% of the vote, like I said. Tiffany Henyard, the Henyard show is over. All of us who make content on YouTube and the news, and look, Tiffany Henyard has been entertaining. There's no question about it. Her personality is very different. I think she has a level of charisma. There's no reason to deny that. But being a mayor is serious business. It's serious business. And like I said before, local government is so important. So if you have a mayor who is doing things wrong, running up the deficit, that's not even counting the other scandals that happen, but just running up the deficit in your town, spending the money wrong, doing all this ridiculous amount of nepotism in a small town, hiring people that and hire people that is not necessarily a bad thing. Nepotism happens in every area of government, but you can't hire people who don't know what they're doing and people who are so loyal to you that they're also apparently breaking the law. We'll see what happens. I don't know if jail is in Tiffany Henyard's future. I don't know. Most people wonder how she's even free at all right now. But what we do know is that she's not going to be mayor. I think she had a tremendous chance to be mayor. Being a mayor at her age, she was under 40, I believe, when she got in office. So being a mayor is a very, in my opinion, is a great privilege. In a lot of ways, being a mayor is it's even more personal than being being a governor. It's even more personal than being a congressman, because being a mayor, everybody should know who you are. Everybody can really appreciate you because you're closer to your constituents, in my opinion, and being a mayor, especially if you're talking about a small town. But Tiffany Henyard, to me, had an amazing opportunity. I don't know where things went wrong with her. I really don't get it with her. I've tried to understand. I've talked to people who know her, people who are closer on the ground with her. I don't understand what she did with the opportunity, but she did have a tremendous one. She will never have a chance to do government again, in my opinion. I think where she's headed next is probably going to be some level of YouTube, reality, maybe reality TV, maybe podcast. I don't really know. But what I do know is, big ups to Jason House for stepping in and really being the candidate I think Dalton needs. He's going to be the mayor that Dalton needs. And again, with local government, you couldn't pick a better example of a town that needs local government. You just couldn't pick one. So, and all around the country, I think there are tons of other situations where we have bad mayors. Tiffany isn't the first, but she will probably go down as the most infamous bad mayor that you could think of. But we've had horrible mayors. We've had horrible governors, obviously. Brandon Johnson, what up, Chicago? I think he's next. His approval rating is in the shit now. I think it's at 14% or something. But Chicago has had some really bad mayors too. But big ups to Jason House. Like I said, congratulations to him. Such a big deal to see somebody who's so deserving to be stepping into that seat. But, again, this is a great time to really, whatever town or city or village you live in, it's a great time to take a look at Dalton, use it as an example, be aware of what's going on in your town. Like I said, I grew up in Dalton a good portion of my childhood. I love Dalton. I always have. It's close to my heart still. I still have a lot of people in the area, and I'm now on the East Coast. But wherever you live, be aware of who is running your town. Be aware of the positions in your town as far as how things are ran. Make sure where you're living at that things are ran correctly. And typically in local government, a lot of times we really don't even pay attention as long as the trash is getting picked up, taxes don't go up ridiculously, the snow is getting, if you have snow, the snow is getting, salts on the road, just the typical functions of everyday life. If you don't see anything crazy, you really don't think about it. It's not something where you're like, I got to go to these board meetings. But Dalton went through almost from the beginning of Tiffany Henyard's her reign. The board members, there were certain people that were really picking up on the fact that, hmm, something's not right with the spending. And at the board meetings, there was always something that was brought up. Jason House explained that to me, that really early on, pretty much from her inauguration, she was spending too much money, even on the inauguration celebration. That's even before you start governing the town. She was already spending too much. I believe he said, I have to go back to the interview, but I believe he said there was about $20,000 spent on the celebration. And this is in a town of 22,000 people. So she from the beginning was running it up, and that's not even before we even get to Las Vegas and Fania Dukes and Alexis Wilson. Man, and Keith Freeman and all the craziness. This is really a movie, but at the end of the day, it's people's lives, man. It's imagine if you lived in that town. And that's why I always say when I was talking about this, reporting on it, interviewing Tiffany, I interviewed Kara Wilson, Alexis Wilson's mom. Anybody I talk to who is in relation to Dalton, you got to always realize that this isn't just some story to laugh at. Of course, it was entertaining to people, but for me, I understand. I grew up there. I remember being a kid there. My mother and father purchased a home there when we moved to Illinois. I was born in Ohio, but we moved to Illinois when I was about 5, and that was the first house. That was my childhood home. So I lived there before. So I could only imagine, families who are living there, mothers, fathers, children who are living there with all these crazy problems going on. And to have your mayor, I'm not saying she didn't do some good. I'm sure she did good. And there were some residents who liked her personality and how she connected with people. But regardless, you can have a good personality, connect with people, but you don't run the town correctly. You don't know how to you don't know how to govern the activities of the town correctly, particularly with finances. So anyway, the Tiffany Henyard show is over. Big ups to Jason House. We'll be paying attention, of course, to the April election between Jason House and Cassandra Hobson Jordan. I'm sure I'll be talking to Tiffany. Excuse me. I'm sure I'll be talking to Vivian Allen soon. We'll talk a little bit more about it. I'm sure she's at the election celebration right now. So y'all pay attention, learn the lessons from Dalton, and let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. Crucial Convo.